Drug experts say governments are failing to accept the reality of drugs in prisons, and they say that by ignoring proven ways of rehabilitation, the rest of the community is also being put at risk.
The zero-tolerance approach to drugs in prisons is a given these days. Many politicians fear that expanding harm minimisation policies would be an admission that jails are awash with drugs.
They need to get over that. I think we need to just be realistic. Everyone around the world needs to be realistic who works in prisons. They understand you cannot stop drugs getting into prison.
A report by the Australian Council on Drugs says too much money is spent trying to stop drugs getting into jails and not enough on reducing demand for them. A key concern is that, as yet, no state allows needle exchanges in jail, despite thousands of inmates admitting to shooting up with shared needles. The council says when those prisoners are released back into the community, the consequences could be devastating.
If we don't do something in prisons, it's only a matter of time before we have the same problems we're seeing in other countries around the world, where you have an explosion of HIV infection resulting from a prison outbreak.
The ACT agrees and is about to start a needle exchange trial.
There are going to be drugs in jail, despite everybody's attempts not to have them in jail. Prisoners are going to engage in risky behaviour. We know that happens in every jail. So the question is, when everything else fails, what else can you do to stop the transmission of bloodborne viruses in the jail?
But prison officers fear needle exchanges put them at risk.
Our members feel very, very strongly about the introduction of needles into jails. They represent a very real threat to their health and safety.
New South Wales says it's taking a different approach.
One of the ways we're seeking to address this issue is by the establishment of a standalone prison where inmates will be assisted in getting off drugs so that when they leave prison, they're actually clean.
The Council on Drugs is the most critical of Queensland for not supporting syringe exchanges, condoms or significant harm reduction schemes. But the Queensland government says it does provide a range of treatment programs and stands by its refusal to support needle exchanges in jails. Adrian Rochella, ABC News.